He's been shot, stabbed, burned alive, and left for dead more times than anyone can count. But he always gets back up in comics, movies, TV shows, video games. Wolverine is the Marvel Universe's greatest badass. They call him Wolverine, but who or what is he really? Long before he was a grizzled cigar-chomping, wisecracking, killing machine, he was just another ordinary guy with an extraordinary life. Well, maybe not so ordinary, a child of privilege. James Howlett grew up on the sprawling Howlett family estate in the Alberta wilderness. But for all its beauty, the place was haunted by tragedy, which began the moment he was born. On the very day James entered the world, his father died, his mother was left a recluse, and the Howlett estate fell into the hands of his evil uncle, Thomas. James wasn't even 3 years old when he experienced his first loss. His nursemaid, who he affectionately called Dog, died after contracting the Spanish flu pandemic of 1918. The boy was traumatized and confused, unsure if he was responsible since he had wished the sick woman would die. That same year, during a walk on the family estate, James stumbled upon 2 men stealing horses. When he tried to alert his mother, he was bitten by a horse and killed, or at least that's what everyone assumed. But the boy's body was never found. At age 12, James attempted to defend his mother from his deranged uncle. But Thomas attacked the boy, leaving him for dead. Only this time, James's body did begin to decay. But then something amazing happened. Claws erupted from his knuckles, triggering his latent mutant abilities. Claws that would become his trademark and make him a force to be reckoned with. In the struggle, Thomas was killed and James fled. Unable to live with the guilt of his actions, James changed his name to Logan and vanished into the Canadian wilderness, haunted by the darkness within him. For decades, Logan avoided society, barely surviving in the unforgiving northern wilderness. During this time, he developed an intense hatred of technology. He hunted only what he needed to survive. And soon, animal bones became a part of his diet, leading him to develop a taste for flesh. Eventually, Logan was discovered by a trapper who brought him to civilization. There, Logan joined forces with Victor Creed and joined a gang. In fact, Creed was the one who gave Logan the name Wolverine. Now, the team committed brutal crimes across Canada, including murder and arson. But their luck eventually ran out, and they were forced to flee. Separating ways, Logan continued to drift from town to town, committing crimes and avoiding capture. Logan's own mutant senses alerted the US military to his whereabouts. They sent an elite squad to capture him, but Logan easily defeated them. This brought him to the attention of William Stryker, head of Weapon X, a secret Black Ops government program looking for the perfect soldier. Stryker offered Logan a deal. Join Weapon X and help Stryker find the mutant known as Sabretooth, or spend the rest of your life in prison. Logan agreed, and thus began his new life as Weapon X. But Stryker had an even darker plan for Logan. He would be the key to unlocking the potential of Weapon X's greatest creation, Project X-23. RKX Duopolo Tiger, but Stryker would need Wolverine's DNA to do it. So, under false pretenses, he captured Logan and extracted samples of his DNA. Stryker then used that DNA to clone Laura Kinney, a child who would be the perfect mix of Wolverine and the Weapon X program. She would eventually become one of the most popular mutants of her generation. Now, when Stryker was done with Logan, he sent him after Sabretooth again, believing that the 2 mutants knew each other from Weapon X. But it turned out that wasn't true. After helping Stryker kill Sabretooth, Logan returned to his old life. Unfortunately, Stryker had other plans. He had anticipated that Logan would return to his previous life and had booby-trapped his cabin. Logan survived, but his memory was wiped clean. turning him into a shell of his former self. Now, after months of wandering, he was eventually discovered by the specifically Professor Charles Xavier, who helped him regain his former glory. Now, Logan's history remains clouded, but that doesn't mean he hasn't made his mark on the world. He's been a spy, a mercenary, an assassin, a founding member of the X-Men, and even director of S.H.I.E.L.D. He's been a lover, a mentor, a father figure, a friend, and an enemy. He's been an agent of chaos and an agent of peace. He's even died a few times, coming back every time to fight another day. Wolverine's insane healing factor is what has allowed him to survive all of these battles. But how does it work? Now, although it's been referred to as a regenerative healing factor, it's actually more than that. It's a complete biological rewriter, capable of undoing any kind of damage done to Logan's body. In many ways, Wolverine's healing factor is a lot like his own personal dead. That's why it's no surprise that the two get along so well. Just like Wade, Logan is able to regenerate lost limbs and entire organs. But unlike Wade, Logan's powers have evolved and grown as he's gotten older. At first, his healing factor was only able to regrow missing fingers and toes, but after several encounters with death, his healing factor has become much more powerful. Wolverine's healing factor is extremely fast, allowing him to recover from any non-lethal wound in mere seconds. For example, in all different Fantastic Four No. 1, Logan was shot in the head, but was able to recover almost instantly. In Incredible Hulk No. 607, he was literally torn in half, but was still able to fight the Hulk for a while, before his healing factor took over. Now, while it's pretty obvious that Wolverine's healing factor is insanely fast, exactly how fast is unknown. That's because Wolverine's healing factor isn't affected by things like fatigue or exhaustion, meaning he can basically regenerate forever as long as he's got enough blood in his veins. And Wolverine's healing factor is also unaffected by things like toxins, poisons, radiation, and extreme temperatures. Basically, Wolverine's healing factor is a biological powerhouse, allowing him to survive in almost any environment and come back from almost any injury. Even his brain is protected from the harmful effects of time, which is why he is one of the few mutants to escape the legacy virus without any ill side effects. But the question still remains, how does it work? Well, the answer lies in Wolverine's DNA. Wolverine's healing factor is encoded into his own genetic makeup, making it a part of him rather than an external force. Wolverine's DNA allows him to produce large amounts of extra blood cells, which allow him to replace lost blood quickly and easily. This also means that he can survive massive blood loss without dying, something that's very important when you're a mutant who specializes in hand-to-hand combat. Wolverine's DNA also allows him to produce extra protein, which helps him heal from injuries much faster than normal humans. These proteins are known as growth factors, and they stimulate the growth of new cells, which is why Wolverine can regrow lost limbs and organs so quickly. But Wolverine's DNA doesn't just give him extra blood cells and extra protein. It also gives him extra collagen, which is a strong, fibrous material that helps hold cells together. This is why Wolverine's skin is so tough. It's basically made of Kevlar, which is a synthetic material that's used to make bulletproof vests. But even with all of these advantages, Wolverine is still vulnerable to certain types of attacks. For example, he can't heal from psychic damage, which is why he's so vulnerable to attacks from telepaths, Sean Grey and Professor X. He's also vulnerable to attacks from reality warpers, like Scarlet Witch, who depowered most of the world's mutants with a wave of her magic. Despite his incredible healing factor, Wolverine has still suffered a great deal of pain throughout his life. The constant regeneration of his body causes him to relive every wound and injury he's ever sustained, which means he's basically cursed to live in pain for eternity. It's no wonder he's always drinking. When Wolverine was first created, he was intended to be a disposable character who would die in the first issue of The Incredible Hulk. But fans loved the character so much that he was kept alive and given his own series. Since then, Wolverine has become one of the most popular and enduring characters in the Marvel Universe. He's been featured in dozens of comic book series, animated TV shows, video games, and movies. He's even been played by Hugh Hefner. So what makes Wolverine so popular? Well, it might have something to do with his humanity. Unlike many superheroes who are known for their invulnerability and godlike powers, Wolverine is a flawed, broken character who struggles with inner demons and personal issues. He's also a complex character with a rich history, which makes him more interesting than your typical superhero. In addition to his popularity, Wolverine has also been a critical success. He's won numerous awards and accolades, including 2 Eisner Awards and an Inkpot Award. He's also been ranked as one of the greatest comic book heroes of all time. So what's the secret to Wolverine's success? Maybe it's his unique combination of superpowers, personal struggles, and badass attitude. Or maybe it is just because we all love a good story about a guy who refuses to die. Whatever the reason, one thing is for sure: Wolverine is one of the most unforgettable characters in the world of comics and pop culture. And if you want to learn more about him, then be sure to check out our channel, where we explore the untold stories and secrets behind some of the most iconic characters in the Marvel Universe. From Wolverine's early years in the Weapon X program to his time as a member of the X, we'll take you on a journey through the life of Logan, the man who became Wolverine. So what are you waiting for? Click that subscribe button and join us as we uncover the secrets of Wolverine. And if you enjoyed this dive into Wolverine's healing power, hit that like button and subscribe for more superhero science and untold stories. What's your favorite Wolverine moment? Let us know in the comments below.